Sylvester! Sylvester! Sylvester, wake up!
Sylvester Moon, and management for week in management. Roger studied with his handwork, and then studied with the Robinson for that large syringe. Sylvester was focusly in the needle, which Roger took his questions and asked him what it was.
This is a little something that you take a pain away.
Roger informed Sylvester as he walking around and victims him rolling back. Sylvester jabbed into a needle and lower cattail chopped off. Moving in front of him again, Roger leaned down and laborated.
In a few moments, you won't feel anything below your rib cage. And then you able to stay awake to watch he harvest.
Sylvester was started to cry again.
Roger?
Yeah?
I want to go home.
Yeah, I can see you wanted him to do that. Sometimes I don't give up. Just say, I'm done with this mess and go to bed. But you know what? You can't shirk off on your responsibility. Yourself up and meaning the challenges head off. That's the only way that you can get ahead in mind.
Sylvester hung his head and cried. And the minutes passed as a drug took effects. And eventually, Sylvester was completely numb to his chest and his leg. In this point, Roger took with the scalpel, glancing at Sylvester and smiling. Roger made a long horizontal, a cut crossing the black cat pelvis just above his crotch. Moving up is Sylvester's body. Roger made a similar cut just of his ribs. Finally, Roger made a long vertebrae cut down Sylvester's stomach, connecting to the first and the two.
Looks like I got my eye on you, Sylvester.
From the moist of gooey sound from the skin opening it, from his side, from his own organs, and the lack was causing Sylvester's breathing. Roger carefully was carrying his sack on Sylvester's belly and grabbed him in large intestine as he separated the organs from the rest of the tracts and pulled it up with a new cavity. Roger grew joyfully, laughing as he joined with his friend. Roger began to make jokes. Sylvester ground weaker from his new blood loss, and he tried desperately from the shotting out the claws and Connibia.
Look at me, I'm Pepe Le Pew.
Roger laughs, slinging the intestine tube around his cross and spraying blood on the records and probably.
Oh, my gum. You know I love you with my new tail.
Breaking back inside, he sliced all of his 10 cents off a ball, squeezing up the insistent and all. Roger found his organs around his teeth and dragging back and forth.
Got the same every day, Sylvester. Aw, don't go yet, Sylvester.
Sylvester was very aware in what is going on and more. The shock was causing him to faint in disappointment. Roger dived in with the black cat's guts, wrapping up to his routine. Roger was starting to pull Sylvester's organs out, pausing it with each removal.
I know I can be more dangerous, but you know I was just kidding with you. You really gotta learn to little it up. Boy, these jokes are getting a little louder. Guessing the ball will bore the stomach for them.
Roger was placed by discarded body parts, puts it in the bucket, keeping the last one for a bit longer. And then he said, placing around the stockings in his mouth, in his stomach, in his armpit. And then he squeezed and put an acid in his tongue.
Ew! Look, Sylvester, I found your ice cream.
Sylvester didn't hear him and torment him. He slipped out of the consciousness in a minute ago. Roger is not satisfied yet and hit shock on Sylvester. Sylvester woke up from the last time, his heart pounding, his wound worn blood thrown into his chest. In great sports. It wouldn't be long now. Roger brought back down his back again. It splat out for the black cat chest and scalpel in the ready.
You know, Sylvester,
I'm disappointed. I thought you would have lasted longer. I really wanted to spend more time with you before we got here. But I guess it's my fault. I should have taken it a little smaller. Oh well.
it's really nice knowing you, Sylvester.
The blade put to suck into the black cat's throat and work it in Sylvester's chin with the black out. Roger's scalpel with the round circle Sylvester's neck. The last thing that Sylvester felt was his skin being cut away from his skull, in the middle of the blade, scraping his teeth. And then he was gone. Roger Rabbit stared in the mirror. He had done very good job for him. Even keeping the eyelids. He winked. Then Sylvester blinked back. Roger smiled. But still, he was sad, but now his friend is all gone. Sylvester only lasts 15 minutes, not merely thinking that Roger won. He went back to his room with the cadaver hanging from his room. The last is his friend ruined from his pen. Yep, no more Sylvester. As he looked, Roger crooked his head. He hasn't much to take not much damage to the corpse.
In fact, I think
The idea exploded his head. He was good at sewing and he had all the pieces. All he has to do is put it back together. And yeah, he has to get a stuffing and bingo! He had Sylvester forever. In fact, thought Roger Rabbit, that's what he does with his olive friends came up. He was so excited. He said please with the Skinner to get started. The ice cream could go waste. Roger Rabbit has friends to make. Decides.